doesn't seem to matter to the Orioles. They came away with 2 out of 3 in St. Petersburg, starting pitching outstanding. The venue changes. Now it's Citi Field in Queens, and the O's open up interleague play for 2015, taking on the Mets next on Master. It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to New York. Queens is the site, and the Orioles in a short 2-game stand open up their interleague play against the Mets with Oriole fans on hand in abundance. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles, this will be their first interleague play against a ball club that over the years has given them a very tough time. In fact, the Orioles are 0-3 in games that have been played here at Citi Field. They'll look to end that streak in the ball game tonight. Take a look at some of the individuals who in interleague play have done well for the Orioles. Adam Jones with a .301 career average and 22 home runs. Delman Young at .317 with 11 homers, 63 RBIs. Chris Davis, 23 homers to go with that .275 average. And Manny Machado, a whopping .338 interleague average. On the pitching side of it for the Orioles, Darren O'Day, 5-2, great ERA. Evaldo Jimenez, who goes tomorrow, 8-7. Tommy Hunter with a fine 5-2 record, and Miguel Gonzalez, 2-1. And Zach Britton, you can see the numbers he's put up interleague play at the plate because the pitchers hit. So, Mike Bordick, interleague play begins tonight. For the players, what does it mean?
Well, I'll tell you, it's pretty exciting. Obviously, a team they're not very familiar with, and I think so many subjects are going to be brought up, obviously, in their advanced meeting, but none as important as this field itself. The Orioles aren't very familiar with Citi Field, and it's a quirky field, a lot of angles in the outfield. On the first and third base line, the wall kind of jets out, so the third baseman and shortstop have to be aware of that. Ball's kicking back in towards the infield, so they'll definitely talk about that. As far as being familiar with players they haven't seen very often, they'll just ask their teammates. They'll see if there's any advanced scouting reports on that, or if a player has played against them or with them at some point in their career. There'll be a lot of in-game talk as well, how pitchers pitching, or maybe other things to look for throughout the ball game. So it's all just about communication and trying to put the best foot forward, try to beat the Mets.
As we mentioned, the Orioles starting staff has really turned it around from the beginning of the season. Bud Norris, one of those who is trying to continue that turnaround. It's another big game for him to find consistency.
Yeah, it really is. I think his last start was crucial for him to build that confidence back up, along with the fact that the whole rotation has pitched very well. And we've seen them really pass the baton here in the past few years. And the starting rotation getting on a roll, I think, is huge for this whole team. It really builds everybody's confidence, none more so than Bud Norris. He's a veteran guy. Yeah, he got off to a shaky start. I think his last start had helped him, and I think the fact that they're all really rebounding out of this collectively, a slow start together, is going to help him tonight.
All right, when we come back to Queens, New York, a special moment for Oriole fans and for Met fans. A slain police officer over the weekend with Oriole connections coming up. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for 80 years. Back here at Citi Field, special ceremonies prior to the ball game tonight, saluting a New York City police officer who was shot in the line of duty on Saturday and succumbed to those bullet wounds on Monday. He is Brian Moore. And in the moment of silence, Buck Showalter made sure the entire Orioles team understood what it was about, who they were honoring, because Brian Moore and his dad happened to be Oriole fans. In fact, they had purchased tickets to attend this ball game and had come to games in Baltimore to watch the Orioles play. The Orioles found that out when they got here to the ballpark tonight. And prior to the ball game, Buck Showalter spoke about the officer.
It makes you, I don't know, you just think about their families and the whole thing, and how much those men and women are in harm's way every day out there for us. You know, it's kind of crazy. The people that teach our children and protect our families, what else is more important in our country than that? But I listen to a lot of people talk about him. He was pretty special. It's going to be quite a loss to just society in general, and especially his family. It's tragic.
Against the Mets and then 4 against the Yankees. Let's take a look at the O's starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It'll be Machado, Paredes, and Jones, Davis, Young, and Joseph, Snyder, Cabrera, Bud Norris, of course. The pitcher will hit. As we're playing in the National League ballpark against the Mets. Everett Cabrera with some big games in his history against them in good numbers.
Let's take a look at Bartolo Colon's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 86% of the time. Yeah, he loves it. Velocity varies from 84 to 93. He can manipulate the movement of the baseball, works it in and out, adds up, subtracts. Breaking balls, a little slider 10% of the time, and the rare changeup as well. 5 starts this season. He's gotten off to one of his best starts, the best start of his career. 4 wins in April. His last start he lost, but a 3.31 earned run average. Just 1 walk on the season for Colon. So great command, great control of all of his pitches. Opponents hitting just 250 off Bartolo this season. The ageless one, 42 years old this season, continues to have a lot of success at the highest level. Great athlete for a big guy. Moves around well on the mound, and he knows what he's doing on the bump. He can handle the outside corners. He pitches to that soft contact, and he's continuing to have success at the major league level.
Amazing start for a 41-year-old pitcher for Bartolo Colon, and of course against the Orioles, a 12-8 career record. A lot of games pitched against the O's over the years. We'll talk about that as we move along. It's his first start against the Orioles since April of 2013. Last time he faced the O's. Here is Manny Machado into the leadoff spot. Couple of hits, 3 at-bats, lifetime off Colon. We're ready to go. Interleague play begins for the Orioles. Mets have already played the Yankees. They went 1-2 against the Yankees for their first interleague competition. Manny Machado, Colon delivers, and the pitch is there for a strike. Jeff Kellogg has got a pretty good strike zone if you're on the mound. I mean, it's fair, it's consistent, but it's a pitcher's strike zone.
Yeah, and if Colon senses that, he will continue
to
expand. And yeah, there you go. Fastball away, fastball further away, and then the little slider on the outside corner. Little bend to this ball, fades down and away, catches the box. 3 pitches for the first out of the game.
It looked like it moved 2 ways at once. It started out and then came back in. McClone gets a strikeout. He's got 26 strikeouts in 33 innings. And as Mike mentioned, he just doesn't walk anybody. Here is Jimmy Paredes. When you're facing Colon, you've got to come to the plate ready to swing the bat. You can't wait around. 3-game hit streak for Paredes as he stands in, switch hitter. He'll take the first pitch. That too is there for a strike. If you don't throw anything out of the strike zone, I guess you don't walk anybody.
Exactly.
That seems to be what Colon is doing. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way and foul back. Let's take a look at who's hot, who's not. Brought to you by American Standard. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities.
Jimmy Paredes red hot last 7 games, hitting .355 with a couple home runs. Michael Kadire, the veteran, brought over to help this team out because there's a lot of young players on this team. He's been in a little bit of slump last 3 games. Not much on the board.
There is Kadire, who's had a lot of games against the Orioles because he played in the American League with the Minnesota Twins. So Colon, 1 ball, 2 strike count on Paredes with Adam Jones on deck. Up the middle, off his glove. That should be an infield hit, and it is. So Paredes puts the Orioles up with a 1-out single.
Take a look at the defense behind Colon tonight. Kadire, Lagarde, and Granderson in this outfield. Flores and Herrera, a couple young superstars on the rise for the Mets. Murphy over at third, Duda at first base, and Plawecki behind the plate.
New York, of the 15 teams in the National League, they are ranked in the bottom quarter when it comes to defense. They've committed 18 errors. You compare that to Arizona or Miami. The leading National League team has committed only 8. The Mets have 18. They've struggled a bit in the infield, particularly Flores at shortstop. He sat out the last 2 games because he hasn't been swinging a bat. Throw over. Manny Machado was actually going the other. Paredes rather was going the other way. Against Colon, pretty good move over to first base. Not easy to steal on him. He's got a quick toss. Plawecki behind the plate's thrown out only 1 of 2. As the Mets missing their starting catcher. Ball put up in the air. A lot of room in foul territory. And that one will be handled. Plawecki over there to get it. I've got to say, Mike, I would think, without knowing the numbers, there's probably as much or more room down the lines here in foul territory in the infield side of it as any ballpark in the majors.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It really is a lot of room. You can see how it kind of pinches off as it gets into the outfield down the line, but the first baseman has to obviously be aware of that. The catcher as well, try to make some plays over there, but even more so, I think the middle infielders have to be aware if there's a ball hit down the line in fair territory and it hooks over and hits that little angle jetting out back towards the playing field. Somebody's got to recover that baseball.
So here's Chris Davis with Adam Jones retired. Run around at first base. Chris has had a home run off Colon, one of the 4 hits he's had in 10 at-bats against the Mets right-hander. This is a ballpark where it's tough to put a ball out. There's virtually no breeze in the park tonight. It's warm, 72 degrees at game time under partly cloudy skies. Davis will take the off-speed pitch, and it will miss 1-1. For the last 2 years in succession, they have moved the outfield fences in here at Citi Field.
Big yard here.
Big yard.
Hitters complain so much.
They moved them in the power alleys. See that 370 sign? It was 380 last year, and it used to be that the fence was the very back wall, which was like trying to hit out of the Grand Canyon. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Davis. Colon's delivery fouled off the other way.
See the good movement that Colon has right there. The little 2-seamer at 86 miles an hour. Just kind of darting down and away to Chris Davis. He'll hump it up there, get it into the 90s. With the ability to add and subtract on his fastball, I think is what's kept him in the game so long, and have that great command as well.
Left-handers are 245 off him. Right-handers 254. Good up 4 home runs, 1 to a left-hander. And the pitch is going to miss down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chris, who is heating it up. Paredes over there at first base with the infield single. Chris, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Among the leaders in strikeouts at 35. Has drawn 8 walks on the year. Big shift on against him, of course, in the infield. 2-2 delivery down to first and foul with a big uppercut.
He doesn't like to come in too often, either lefties or righties. I think most of the Orioles hitters will be geared up to the outer third of the plate. Some of them you might even see get on top of the plate to try to help the cause, especially if the home plate umpire is expanding the zone for Cologne. But there, a nice little slider riding in on the hands. Might get Davis aware of that pitch and then go back to working the outside.
Paredes has a good lead at first base. He hasn't made a move to go, and he doesn't here, and that pitch is on the inside corner. That's the way it's going to be. That strike zone will stay healthy for both of these pitchers. We'll take a look at the Mets lineup when we come back. Let's play 2 here and then 4 at Yankee Stadium. For the New York Mets, they lead the National League East. They are 16-10, 3.5 over Washington. They've got Granderson, Lagares, Duda, Kadire, Murphy, Flores, Plawecki, Herrera, and Cologne. Curtis Granderson, of course, all those years with the Yankees. Big numbers against the Orioles.
Take a look at Bud Norris's pitch arsenal this season. Fastball 65% of the time. Breaking ball, the power slider 27% of the time, and that changeup 8% on the year. He's had some trouble with the fastball command. That has been the issue for Bud Norris. Although that last start he had 6 2/3 innings. He give up 3 earned runs, a 3-run home run to Sandoval. That earned run average, he's hoping to bring that down, and it will as Bud Norris goes along. I think that last start was a big confidence booster, and like we talked about, I think just passing the baton, the way the rotation is going right now, everybody feels confident.
It's a challenge, each starter challenging the other via the performance route. Here is Curtis Granderson in that leadoff spot, getting the start right field, former center fielder, and the pitch will be in there for a strike. Bud's had problems obviously this season. One of them has been the number of pitches thrown. He's averaging almost 20 pitches per inning. That's 5 or 6 more than you really want. That gets you out of a game. The shift was on. Norris to throw, and he had no chance. Well, there you see it. Granderson willing to take what's given to him. The Orioles had shifted the infield. He had third base all to himself.
Yeah, pretty risky play, I think, early in the ball game for the Orioles defense. And there you go. Granderson showing that he still can lay down a good bunt, good speed there. And, you know, the New York Mets, they got off to a great start. They've had a tough time putting some runs across the plate. So the Orioles have to be aware of that. Maybe some small ball early on, just like that bunt there. And as the game progresses, they try to push those runs across the plate that way.
Remember that the Mets are coming off 2 consecutive games where they lost 1-0. So they're really looking just to get out of that funk, put a run up on the board. Here's their Gold Glove center fielder. Lagares will take the pitch up high. He has been their mainstay. They've suffered a lot of injuries. He's the one they've turned to. He's hit in 14 straight home games to start the season. That is a new Mets franchise record that had been held by Kenny Singleton. That throw down low, Davis able to stop it. There's the longest home hitting streak for the Mets.
Yeah, Lagares, the 14 hitting streak here at home. Singleton, time Oriole on that list with 12. Mookie Wilson, great Met back in the 80s, 11. So pretty impressive company, the young center fielder.
Pitch will be taken inside. He's hitting .377 also in this ballpark this year. So this is a batter you want to get out of there. He's in the number 2 spot with Duda and Kadaya hitting 3 and 4, but he's the hot bat in the lineup right now. Over at first base, Granderson, of course, who still is a threat to go. Ball's fouled back, way back underneath us here. And Lagares with a 2-ball 1-strike count as he got one to jump on right there.
Yeah, good hitting count, 2-0, elevated fastball. He's ready for the heater. Following it straight back. I'd like to see if you're a hitter, instead of hitting a home run, maybe one straight back. Really smells of wood burning.
Holding Granderson tight. Granderson's 2 for 2 stealing bases against Bud Norris this year. That's the same number against him. Base stealers against Bud have gone 2 for 2 on the year. But Granderson is a threat to go. The infield, that double play depth. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Caleb Joseph on the money, and they got him by a mile. Granderson may have started that slide a little early because that allowed the tag to be put on way before he got to the bag. Cabrera came out to meet him.
Well, pretty good jump by Granderson. Not as fast as it used to be. Caleb Joseph with a strong throw, but it sails up the line. And look at the great tag by Cabrera. Going up the line, putting the glove down on Granderson for a big out. Bobby Dickerson's been working with the middle infielders, especially Cabrera, on how to take throws from the catcher. Well, he took note there. That's a big play.
Oh, they get that leadoff man who got on out of there with Cabrera coming to the ball for Caleb Joseph. That's 4 out of 12 now in the caught stealing department. And that will clear the bases. 3-2 count. Lagares will ground that one towards second. Paredes is there and records the up. 2 down.
Take a look at the Orioles defense after a couple nice plays by the infield. Snyder, Jones, and Young in the outfield. Cabrera and Paredes getting the start at second base. Now Steve Pearce started there in Tampa. He's been under the weather, so Paredes getting the start there. Big bat as well. Machado and Davis on the corners, and Caleb Joseph another start behind home.
Word today as Lucas Duda stands in is that Steve Pearce could be available, but it would have to be an emergency situation. He's just not feeling well. He's sick. He's here at the ballpark, and you know if they had to use him, they could. But Showalter made it clear would rather not. And the pitch will be on the outside corner for a strike. Here is Duda, the Mets' first baseman, with power. He's had just a couple of home runs, 12 RBIs so far. And Duda will take that pitch way inside. Jackknifed away from that, a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Duda, one of the Mets that has been swinging the bat very well, but Norris going hard in there to move his feet. Make him feel a little uncomfortable. Typically, when Bud Norris is right, that is his game plan.
For Duda against the Orioles, 3 hits in 7 at-bats. Shift is on in the infield against him. Took a look at that pitch up high, 95 miles an hour. Good velocity early.
Real good velocity from Bud Norris, and fastball command okay. You know, Caleb setting up in there, and talked to Bud the other day, and he said, you know, he's not missing by a lot, but it doesn't matter if it's on the plate and Caleb wants a fastball in and ends up away. That's not how you execute the pitches. And really, that's been Bud Norris's problem here in the early going of the season, just the fastball command. So just over exaggerating a little bit as he pulled one inside to Duda with the fastball, but it's nice that he backed it up and got one in there again.
2-ball 2-strike count. Outfield actually kind of shallow as Jones like to play it in center. Swing and a miss, and a good pitch inside and got him. So despite a leadoff infield bunt single by Granderson, he faces only 3. We go to the second. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play baseball, buck scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Doug Showalter between innings talking with the home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg. It looks like they were talking about the ground rules. In fact, the umpires had met in the previous half inning, and Brian O'Nora, the first base umpire, came down to talk to the home plate umpire. So there's something out there that they've told the managers about. There's a hole somewhere, maybe in the outfield wall. I don't know. Here is Delman Young. Young with a 4 for 8. Lifetime off Colon. Goes to short. Handle. Flores right at him. Hard hit. In and out. About as hot as they get. Caleb Joseph, who's done a magnificent job. Talk about guys who are on fire. This one brought to you by the Maryland Live Casino. Inside the numbers.
Yeah, only 2 catchers in Major League Baseball with 300 or better batting average, 400 or more on base percentage, and a 450 slugging percentage. And Caleb Joseph right there on that list. I mean, he's off to a sensational start. Of course, being asked again to do so much in the absence of Gold Glove catcher Matt Wieters. And his bat, talk about it just being extra. His defense is so important in handling the pitching staff. But he has been on fire with the bat. Big time numbers, putting up the power numbers as well.
First time facing Bartolo Colon and the Mets. In the air to right field. That's down into the corner. Will it stay fair? It will curve into the seats and a foul ball. So he will come back. The Orioles continue to pump up the numbers offensively. It'll be tough to do that against Colon, who comes in with a 3.31 ERA. This is a real test, though, because the Orioles coming in are ranked 3rd in average and 2nd in runs in the American League. They are now 5th in home runs. But Showalter's team has had the offense all year long, and that has not gone away. And pitching, of course, is the strength for the Mets. Their starters, 3rd best ERA in the National League. Pitch will be taken up high for a ball. So you've got a hot-hitting Orioles team, winners of 5 of their last 6, against a hot pitching staff but a non-hitting Mets team, losers of 5 of their last 6. Chopped right at the plate off Plawecki, the catcher.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 2-game series here. The Orioles just sticking with their game plan, something they've been able to do all season long. It seems like they've been able to work pitchers, starting pitchers especially, get that pitch count up early in a ball game. They're not really typically swinging at pitchers' pitches. They're waiting them out for mistakes. Adam Jones, of course, has just been feasting on all pitchers.
2-2 delivery by Colon. That's going to be there. So the strikeout will be the 2nd recorded by Colon. 2 down, 2nd inning.
Pretty impressive 2-seam movement here. 88 miles an hour. Wow, starts off in the left-handed hitter's batter's box and comes over the outer 3rd. Caleb Joseph giving up on it early, but incredible late movement Colon gets. Now he'll typically work it that way to come back on that outside corner and then cut it away as well. So getting inside the hitters' heads.
Both of these starting pitchers tonight are fly ball pitchers. About 60% of the outs recorded in the air for each. So this is a real good ballpark to pitch in, whether you're fly ball, ground ball, but you can get away with a lot of hard hit balls in the air here at Citi Field. And Bartolo Colon has done that. Here is Travis Snyder. Snyder with a 3 for 9. Lifetime off Colon. Snyder gets the outfield straightaway on him, and the pitch taken outside. Talking with some of the Mets broadcasters, they say, you know, Snyder made one of the greatest catches ever in this ballpark.
Right.
Apparently out there in right field, he went up and climbed the wall playing a game here in another uniform, and they remembered it. Said they're not sure there's been a better catch made in right field. He just went up and hauled one in. 2 ball, 1 strikeout with 2 down. Colon's pitch to him will be away. Colon has amazing numbers we'll give you as we roll along. His whip, walks, hits per innings pitched is .98. That's phenomenal. That's going to hurt that number. Snyder delivers the single, and the Orioles have their 2nd hit of the ball game. This one with 2 down here in the 2nd inning. There are the
pretty impressive.
Control numbers, huh?
Yeah, walks per 9 innings pitched, and he's has 1 walk. That was on opening day, his first start of the season. Nothing since. .28 walks per 9 innings. 1 walk in his 32 2/3. So now it's 33 2/3. So pretty impressive command of the fastball.
Talked about Bud Norris using 20 pitches an inning. Cologne this year has used 13 per inning. 2 down. Ball will be lashed foul the other way. Cabrera, switch hitter, batting in the number 9 spot in this ball game. Everett has a 2 for 4 lifetime off Cologne, and one of the few Orioles who's had a goodly number of at-bats in this ballpark. He's a .275 hitter here at Citi Field. Cologne with the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that one will be fouled back. Not getting around on it. 86 miles an hour, 0-2.
Well, you'll sense that, Cabrera's chased a couple of those 2-seamers as they ride off that outside corner. Why not expand a little bit more to potentially brush them off the plate? Both fastballs, the 2-seamers moving well off.
Snyder short lead at first base, and he comes inside, will just miss with it. Cabrera's been a mainstay for the Orioles here without J.J. Hardy, losing Ryan Flaherty at second base to an injury. Cabrera's had to move around and play in a number of different positions. They've given the Orioles a pretty solid bat when needed. It's dropped of late down to the .221 number right now. Cologne's delivery to him, that'll be put up in the air. Shallow center. Lagares was playing shallow. Shortstop back. Flores will put it away. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on base. Kadaya, Murphy, and Flores coming up here in Queens. (19-6), best start in their franchise history. That's saying a lot. Kevin Cash 0 for 11 in challenges to start his career, ties Mike Matheny's St. Louis Cardinal major league record mark of 0-11. And Brent Jacoby, the Toronto hitting coach, 14-game suspension after game verbal spat with the umpires. The umpires' report claimed that he initiated some sort of contact with the umpires as they were heading back to their dressing room. That according to USA Today. So a 14-game suspension. Yikes.
That's a big one, isn't it?
That's a big one.
See what happens after the appeal. A lot of things going on in Toronto right now. First couple of weeks of the season, they're like, wow, this is going to be the team to beat. Some great young players, but they've already started sending guys out. They've had trouble with the starting rotation. Some of their young players back down in the minor leagues.
They've lost 4 in a row. They're 12-14 in last place in the American League East. The American League East right now, according to all of the preseason predictions, is upside down. The New York Yankees are in first place, a 2-game lead over Tampa Bay. They were supposed to be last. Toronto was supposed to be first. They're down there 13-14, and the Red Sox 12-14 in last place. That's the beauty of the game. Here's Michael Kadire. Kadire will take the pitch. Kadire with a 3 for 7 lifetime against Norris. Bud with a 54 and 59 lifetime mark. He is 1-1 lifetime against the Mets. 2-0 pitch to Kadire, and that will be there for a strike. This is the 6th career start against the Mets for the Oriole right-hander. 1-1, 4.68 ERA. Last faced the Mets when he was with the Astros in April of 2012. 2-1 delivery, and that'll be outside. And Kadire gets ahead on the count here, 3-1.
Michael Kadire, a great veteran hitter, 13th year in the major leagues. Incredible power numbers throughout his career. He has 3 home runs this season, so Bud Norris, be a little careful there.
It's the outside corner. Kadire, one of the Mets who started out hot, cooled off. 6 for his last 46. That's a 130 average over his last 13 ball games. Murphy and Flores will be coming up. 3-2 delivery. That'll go to right. That's going to be a base hit. Delman Young. He'll get it back in. Second hit, leadoff single. Both leadoff men have been on for the Mets. The Orioles are going to return to Oriole Park Monday to begin a stretch of play that includes 17 home games over 21 days. First up, 3 against the Blue Jays and the Angels. Good seats still remain all games throughout the month. Show your Birdland pride. Enjoy a great day or night out at the ballpark. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. It'd be great for the Orioles to get back for the fans back at home as the matters quiet down a bit and hopefully get to the substance of some of the real underlying problems, as John Angelos has spoken to so brilliantly, both on public television and in some printed material for the Huffington Post, for one. And it's got some problems to be solved for the beloved city of Baltimore. And for the Orioles, a chance to get back home and play will be a real treat, both for them and the fans.
Yeah, well, the Angelos family has done so much for the city of Baltimore. Very strong words, heartfelt words to try for hope for change, and really a way to go about it. I think really the whole city's been speaking. You obviously do not want violence. You don't want anybody to get hurt, and so you have to watch out for that. But I think they've been handling it very well, and the Orioles obviously hoping that when they come back, it'll just be a pleasant distraction. And the Orioles back in town playing good baseball.
0-2 the count on Daniel Murphy, who's moved over to third base with David Wright out, their all-star third baseman. And he's going to get a base hit. Went the other way with it. So the first 2 on here in the second inning for the Mets. Flores will get the first chance. Bring somebody home as Murphy gets the single.
Both Kadire and Murphy now going the other way. That pitch elevated. Nice job staying on top. Picking up the base hit. Back-to-back opposite field hits for the Mets.
Manny Machado, the third baseman, looking into the dugout, is being backed up. Not going to play for a bunt here. See, Manny, he had come in and now moves back. Flores at the plate. Their shortstop, who's not been hitting. Now Manny creeps in at third. Pitch on the way, and Flores goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Flores set a couple of games just because the bat wasn't hot, and back into the lineup tonight with the message, you had a chance to rest a little bit. Now we need you to get going. See Flores runners in scoring position. The Mets overall are 10th in the National League in these situations, hitting at .248. Nobody out. That one lashed to second, hauled in Paredes. Good base running. Kadire right back to the bag at second, and Murphy back to first, and there's the first out.
Well, you're right there. Great base running by the veteran Michael Kadire. Nice play by Paredes. Take a look. Hit up, Jimmy. Hit up. See Cabrera hustling over to the second base, but right off the crack of the bat, Kadire working his way back to second. They don't want to get doubled up.
Well, Norris gets his first out. Well, Bud Norris has not thrown a ground ball double play. Not one this year. He'd like to get the first one right here. I mean, he is a fly ball pitcher, so aren't going to be a lot of those anyways. 4-game hit streak for the catcher. Plawecki up. Kevin Plawecki will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. This Mets team, we talked about all the injuries that they have gone through. Included in that, they lost their starting catcher to an injury. So Terry Collins in his 5th season has really had to juggle the lineup for this ball club. That's going to go to third. Manny Machado's got it. Is this numero uno on Cinco de Mayo? It is. It's all in the numbers, sports fans. It's all in the numbers. First double play ground ball. He's thrown. One left on. A culinary adventure, from fresh local seafood to an eclectic array of world-class cuisine. Savor Sarasota Restaurant Week's coming up June 1 through the 14th, celebrating its 10th year. Learn more about it at savorsarasota.com. You can find margaritas all along that street. These gentlemen have already been there. As you can tell, member of a very famous band, the Sombreros. Oh, Lord.
Like the look.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Here's Bud Norris. Gets a chance at the plate. Bartolo Colon misses outside for a ball. So many times in these games, usually it's by the American League pitcher pitching to the National League pitcher. They can't throw strikes. That's going to go to right field. It's not going to fall in, but he hit it hard. Hauled in by Granderson. Norris is retired. Well, since it's Cinco de Mayo, we're talking about 5. We have to bring Brooksy into this, don't we?
Absolutely.
Number 5, our own Cinco de Mayo celebration for number 5, Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson. 16 straight Gold Gloves, the great average in home runs, the RBIs, the 15-time All-Star, the human vacuum cleaner, and Baltimore's love fest with Brooks that will never end. And on Cinco de Mayo, we had to bring number 5 up.
Perfect.
Yes. Here's Manny Machado. He will take the pitch outside for a ball. What is Cinco de Mayo? What is it celebrate?
It's the 5th of May.
It's the 5th of May. Yes. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is correct. As Butch Showalter would say, Captain Obvious, thank you very much. 1862, the Mexican Army defeated the French in the Battle of Pueblo. And that's what Cinco de Mayo celebrates. Well, it's not a note. I don't have any notes.
I know. I think that's
You know
great.
what I mean?
I've celebrated Cinco de Mayo.
I've celebrated on the 7th or 8th. Got enough margaritas. Pitch is on the outside corner, and Manny Machado, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikeout victim, first time up. Find a good mariachi band after the game tonight. 2-2 delivery. Ground ball will go to second base. Herrera recently called up. 2 down. On Sunday, May 17, when the Orioles host the Angels at 1:35, the first 10,000 female fans 15 and over will get the Orioles wristlet presented by PNC Bank. Good seats still remain for this rescheduled promotion, but won't last long. So gather up family, friends. Have a great day at the Yard. That's tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD against the Angels Sunday, May 17. 2 down, nobody on. Paredes a base hit. No score here in the 3rd inning. Colone's pitch on a big cut. Just tip foul at the plate.
Well, this is the knowledge Cologne has. Now he gets ahead first time through with the straight fastball. Second time through, a little bender there. A little slider to get Paredes out in front. So great command of all of his pitches.
A 1 delivery on the way. He'll back. Ooh. I'm going to say back him off, but that is a called strike.
That's
0-2.
Incredible movement he gets on that fastball.
And it's in the strike zone.
Yeah.
Look at that. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's it. He's gone. Man, oh man, talk about efficiency. Cologne retires the side in order. 3 strikeouts in the ball game. No score. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Celebrate the Season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick, Citi Field, Queens, New York. Joe Waller on the phone had another discussion with the home plate umpire, who then goes and has a discussion with Brian O'Nora. Whatever the problem is, it's going on, I think, down the right field line somewhere, and I just don't know what it is of continuing concern and continues to be talked about by the umpires and the managers.
Yeah, every inning Buck's been out there.
Jeff Kellogg, by the way, the home plate umpire, is the crew chief. That's Brian O'Nora, who's down there closest to whatever the problem is, I guess. And we are guessing. Here is Dilson Herrera. Herrera, the second baseman, who set a recent call-up with the spate of injuries for the Mets. Well, Herrera gets the start at second. They move Murphy over to third with David Wright out. He was playing at AAA Las Vegas, hitting .370, 11 RBIs and 8 doubles in 20 games with Las Vegas. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike.
A lot of teams tested early on this season with injuries. Young players in the major leagues right now. Good opportunities for them. Hoping to last.
Major league pop-up second base. Brady's into the jet-filled skies. Will put it away. And Herrera is retired. Shea Stadium may be gone, but LaGuardia isn't. So there are constant flyovers here at Citi Field, right in the takeoff pattern on many nights and days, and that's the case here tonight. There will be lots of jet noise. Here is Bartolo Colon. Colon coming up, one down, nobody on. Top of the order, Granderson will follow. I think that was a take. Not sure.
Yeah, well, you know what? One of the things that I'm sure the Orioles pitchers have heard from the coaching staff, and you know that National League pitchers are well aware of this. If they don't feel comfortable in the box to hit, take some pitches, work the starting pitcher, do what you can to get some sort of an advantage.
I mean, he's not even moving. And he gets a standing ovation for fouling one off. which tells you all you need to know about Bartolo Colon at the plate.
Exactly. And, he'll get his knocks, too. But taking 2 pitches, who knows? He may be setting Bud up next time around. Jump on the first one.
Crafty veteran. 0-2 the count. Pitch on the way to him. Colon with swing and miss. Helmet falls off. Big cut. He gets another round of applause for the swing. 2 down.
Pretty good breaking ball right there from Bud Norris. Up at the top of the zone. Nice finish at the end. Colon didn't get cheated here. Helmet flies off. Out front, though, on the front foot.
A couple of pitchers who've been injured this year have reignited the controversy about whether or not the DH should be employed in the National League.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest fears, I think, for Buck Showalter and his staff is the fact that the risk of injury.
Yeah.
These guys don't hit all the time. They're not used to that. And I think when you step into the box, your competitive juices start to flow, and you might try to hit a home run. And boy, see a lot of pitchers go down swinging too hard.
Curtis Granderson, he bunted for a base hit. First inning, then got caught stealing. Shift is on in the infield. Machado, though, trying to take the bunt away from him. Playing just off the grass at third. And a 1-ball, 1 strikeout on Granderson. 2 pitchers locked into a pretty good one here, bottom of the 3rd inning, and no score. Norris's delivery to him. Granderson will take that one, and it will be up high. Tied for 6th in the majors. 17 walks for Curtis Granderson. He's done a good job when they've gotten runners in scoring position. 400 hitter. They haven't been able to do that very often. That inside corner is a strike, and it's called, and Granderson knew it.
Nice pitch right there from Bud. Good job working in and out. Both his fastball, slider right there.
Granderson, 261 at home, 200 on the road so far. 2-2, and that'll miss a little bit low. But Norris testing that strike zone. And a second 3-2 count in the ball game.
See Bud being careful. Nothing left in the middle of the plate. Anderson still a very dangerous power hitter.
And a breaking ball will be a walk. First walk of the ball game. Granderson's been on twice. Take a look at our upcoming schedule for the Orioles, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at mile1.com.
Well, a quick 2-game series against the Mets concludes tomorrow night at 7. Then they head over to the Yankee Stadium. A couple night games, and then on the weekend, 1 o'clock on Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Juan Lagares is coming to the plate. Granderson on at first. There are 2 down. Would not expect Granderson to be running here. You don't want to take the bat out of the hand of your hottest hitter in the lineup, who's at the plate right now. Granderson being held by Davis. Lagares grounded out. Granderson being held by Norris. Even if Granderson's not going to go, he would like to be a distraction for Bud Norris. Maybe get a fatter pitch for Lagares to hit. 0-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper. This will be a very tough play. Paredes hustles a throw, and he got him. And a real fine assist right there. Chris Davis going down to get that. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Good defensive play. Is this one 4-3, and both the 4 and the 3 contributed on that out. As Farrell said, it will be a lengthy absence. Toronto's 3-7 road trip over. Starters, 5 innings per start, 7.36 ERA. They're 2 games under 500 now. And how about the Yankees? New York Yankees played another one of those Sunday night games in Boston. The Yankees stayed in town and flew to Toronto on the day of the game Monday, leaving the hotel at 11, landing at 3, and went straight to the Rogers Center for a 7 o'clock ball game that night.
Yeah, Joe Girardi a little bit of a protest of his own because they play so many of those Sunday night games. It's tough on a team. I mean, the schedule is hectic enough to travel. To have the 8 o'clock game and get in much later.
Girardi's been demanding for years, because of the number of games the Yankees play on Sunday, that Monday be an off day for every team that plays Sunday night, which I think is kind of a fair, but scheduling wise that would be a disaster. Here's Adam Jones, popped out his first time up. Cologne's pitch will be fouled away. Jones has 8 hits and 27 at bats against Cologne.
Take a look
when there are 2 strikes, Mike.
Oh boy, does Adam Jones rake. Matt Carpenter leading the way with 20. D. Gordon 20, but there's Adam Jones with 15. So dangerous. Now Adam Jones, obviously great speed, great power. 2 strikes so far this season. He's really had high level of focus.
And down the line, he's got another one. Another 2-strike hit. Granderson will get it back in. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 4th inning. First leadoff man to reach.
Really impressive here. Adam Jones fooled Cologne, putting the pitch off the plate, down and away, the little slider. But look at the plate coverage. Keeps the hands back, able to reach out, just slap that ball. Finds a good part of the wood and some outfield grass in right field. A 2-strike hit for Adam Jones.
Let's see if the Orioles can take advantage of it. Shift is on at double play depth. Chris Davis called out on strikes his first time up. Cologne hasn't walked anybody, has 4 strikeouts. Pitch is in there for a strike to Davis. There's the shift. But you can't play out in shallow right field, because if you get a ground ball as a second baseman, you want to be able to turn 2.
A tough little duo here, Davis and Jones. Adam Jones is aggressive.
That is really raked. That's a base hit. Jones will go to second. Granderson gets it in a hurry to hold him. And the Orioles will get the first 2 on here in the 4th inning. Back-to-back singles. Well, you can spend your Memorial Day afternoon at Oriole Park. The Birds take on the Houston Astros Monday, May 25, 1:35. First 20,000 fans 15 and over get a Stars and Stripes patterned Orioles barbecue apron. Celebrate the unofficial start of summer. Show your Birdland pride. Great afternoon at the ballpark. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or at Orioles.com. Memorial Day at the park. Well, here's the Orioles' first chance. They've left 2 on, but both at first. First runner advancing to second base is Jones. And here's Young. Delman Young lined out hard to Flores, the shortstop. Tremendous numbers with runners in scoring position for Delman Young. Cologne's delivery, and that's a little chopper. Cologne fires on a great pick at first by Duda. It'll get the runners moved up. Good play by Cologne to get anybody.
Yeah, it really was. We'll talk about his athleticism, talk about his age. Really bounces off the mound here. Nice pitch to get under the hands. Delman Young's chopping it. He takes a great angle to that ball, sets his feet, and makes a strong throw. Helped out a little on the end by Duda, but beautiful play by the veteran pitcher Cologne to get the first out. Take a look at this pick. Down in the dirt, stays on it, keeps the glove through the baseball. Get the first out.
No score in the ball game, but the Orioles have 2 in scoring position for Caleb Joseph. Called out on strikes his first time up. Cologne's pitch to him is fouled off. Cologne this season, the one number where you may be able to get to him if he doesn't get that first strike on him. If he gets the first strike, hitters are 227. If he doesn't get that first pitch strike, it jumps to 293. So the pitches seem to get a little fatter after that 1-0 count, but that doesn't happen very often. He's going to know 1 count here. The infield's back. They'll surrender the run here with Jones, the lead runner, at third base. And Davis on at second. Caleb Joseph, the 0-1 count. Foul tipped.
So you have the infield back, and Cologne, a couple two-seamers in on the hands of Caleb Joseph. Cologne knows infield's back, so he doesn't want to leave something out over the middle on the outside corner that Caleb can potentially shoot up the middle. He's going to work it in under the hands in hopes that Caleb will hit a hard ground ball to third base, potentially cut down that run at home.
Hitters against Cologne with runners in scoring position, 174 this year. 2-strike count. All 4 strikeouts Cologne's picked up have been called third strikes so far in this game. 0-2 delivery on the way. Joseph will take it outside. Caleb's done well getting people home, 6 for 15 with runners in scoring position so far this year.
And the reason Caleb's been so good, very little movement in the box, head staying still, his control of his lower half, but his hands have been incredible. Be able to lead with his hands, keep the bat head through the strike zone a long time.
Pitch slung on and missed. So Cologne does what he wanted to do. He gets the second out on a strikeout.
Pretty nasty pitch here. Caleb Joseph thinking it's going to stay on that inside corner, and it breaks about a foot off the plate, down and in. He's getting incredible movement on this two-seam fastball. Turn that wrist over, almost like a screwball effect with the finish on the end. More pressure on that pointer finger as he follows through. An incredible screwball-like action.
So the 2 in scoring position stay. Pitch is in there at 90 for a strike. Snyder a base hit his first time up. Travis 5 for 12, hitting .417 with runners in scoring position. The Orioles, with those numbers they put up in Tampa Bay in these situations, are back in first place in the American League, hitting .317 with runners in scoring position as a ball club. 0-1 count on Snyder. Jones off third, Davis off second. 2 away, no score, and the breaking ball will miss. Orioles 0-4-0. The Mets 0-3-0. Ducks on the pond.
Yeah, both pitchers have been in some jams, and Bud Norris has pitched himself out. Cologne obviously trying to here, making some real good pitches. No mistakes on the heart of the plate. Working the edges, changing the speeds. That location. Down and in, all 3 pitches.
Those are tough to take. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Snyder. Colone's delivery to him. Over the top. Played at first. The backhand. Duda. Cologne covers. Orioles get the first 2 on and cannot score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left in scoring position. League report.
Yeah, J.J. Hardy and Ryan Flaherty on a rehab assignment, and Bowie, the Double-A team for the Orioles. J.J. Hardy 2 for 5 with a double, RBI and a run. Ryan Flaherty 2 for 5 with a double and a run. Now, this includes last night's game, and they each had an at-bat in tonight's game. It's in a bit of a rain delay right now, so I don't know if they're going to get back out on the field. But Buck Showalter happy that they're both there playing, and just around the corner they'll be back to help the Orioles out, but right now helping the Bowie Bay Sox. Bowie's playing pretty well themselves. Yep. I mean, 14-10 overall. So this is good for JJ and Ryan. It's a very competitive league that they're in Double-A, and it's a nice field in Bowie, and it's good to see them getting their hits and playing.
Orioles hope to have Ryan Flaherty back on Friday, like Showalter said today. Here is Lucas Duda. And Norris's pitch will be outside for a ball. Matt Wieters, he caught 6 innings today and threw out 2 base stealers. So he's progressing along in his rehab. 1-0 delivery on the way. That ball's whacked to center field. Jones, who is playing shallow, going way back. Jones not going to get it. It'll take a hop 408 feet away. And Duda will have a leadoff double. And for the 3rd time in 4 innings, the Mets get the leadoff man on base.
Bud Norris has been really good about locating his fastball here in the first few innings, but this one elevated. Caleb Joseph wants it down and away. This one stays up on top. He sees it well and smokes it over Adam Jones's head. Kickoff there and walks into second base.
1 runner left in scoring position by the Mets. That came in the 2nd inning. They get another chance at it here. Kadire delivered a single, leading off the 2nd inning. Pitch to him by Norris will be in there for a strike. Kadire asking about the strike zone and wanting the umpire on the side. You saw him say thank you when he received an answer. 5 for 23 with runners in scoring position for Michael Kadire. He's now 4 for 8 lifetime off Norris. Little roller. Runner's going to stay. Play will be made to first for the out. Caleb Joseph took a look down at second. Duda took a couple of stutter steps and then went back to the bag.
Yeah, nice play by Caleb Joseph, bouncing out of there. Beautiful pitch by Bud Norris. Kadire getting on top. Caleb Joseph keeping his eye both on the second runner at second base and the baseball. Nice little pirouette there, creating a lane, getting that first out.
Well, the runner remains at second, and here is Murphy. Daniel Murphy, he had a base hit his first time up. He's 3 for 10 with a home run lifetime off Norris. Murphy 346 with runners in scoring position, one of the better numbers for the Mets. In fact, he is second on the ball club only to Flores with runner in scoring position opportunities. No score in this ball game. We're in the 4th inning, 1-2. The Orioles here at Citi Field in Queens. Interleague play, the first for the Orioles. 0-1 delivery by Norris, slashed foul. May notice a lot of empty seats. We were talking with some of the folks here for the Mets, off to a great start. First place, National League East. They're not drawing. They get 20,000 here for the weekend, but for weekday games, crowds have been small. They don't expect many folks at the ballpark for these 2 games. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's some great young talent on this team. They have an unbelievable rotation. Some good young arms. Of course, last year, Rookie of the Year.
That's going to be a base hit into right field. Making the turn at third is Duda. Young will go into second base, and that will end this game for the Mets. Ball gets away, backed up by Machado. So after being shut out 1-0 in their last 2 games against the Nationals, and shut out for 3 innings here, the Mets get on the board and have a 1-0 lead.
Pretty nice piece of hitting right there by Murphy. Now he went to left field first at bat, but he gets the slider down in the zone, and he just drops the head on it. Doesn't overswing, makes sure he gets good contact, shoots the base hit out to Delman Young. And Mets are able to put the first run on the board.
So 1-0 lead on hit number 5 for the Mets, and Murphy on at first base, bringing in Duda at the leadoff double. Now is Flores. Flores lined out his first time up. And the breaking ball taken outside for a ball. For Murphy, that's RBI number 18. He is their leader in runs batted in this season. 1-0 count. Norris's pitch, that is tagged down into the corner, way back, and it is a fair ball. Rolling off the wall, Snyder got it. It'll be a double. Holding at third is Murphy. But Norris getting touched up here by the Met batters in the fourth inning.
Another slider there for Bud Norris. He gets whacked here. Flores staying back on it. That slider just kind of a cement mixer that stays on the inner part of the plate. And he just barely keeps it fair. Travis Snyder, a nice job getting to that baseball quickly. Of course, the baseball got to that outfield wall pretty quickly. Keeps the runners.
Now you know why they continue that paint from the fair pole all the way down to the ground. That would have been a tough call if it hadn't been there, because it hit it.
Yeah, take a look. Right on the line. Oof.
So now the Orioles will move the infield in. Mets have a 1-0 lead. Milwaukee's at the plate, their catcher. He hit into a double play his first time up. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. Milwaukee goes after it and fouls it off. He's 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position this season. The Mets are carrying 3 catchers at the moment, as they called up a third catcher today in order to get a left-handed bat on the bench, as Johnny Monello was called up today. It'll be short-lived, according to Sandy Alderson, their GM. I talked to Sandy before the game. He said, we just were short on the bench. We needed a left-handed bat. We only had 1. And with their third baseman, David Wright, due back probably next week, he said, we'll keep that 3-catcher thing until David's back and then probably make a move.
Yeah, National League needs the extra lumber off the bench, pinch hitting rolls.
Another one tagged. That's going to get 2 in. It'll roll off the wall. It'll score Murphy and Flores. It's another double, third double of the inning. Milwaukee gets it, and the Mets have a 3-0 lead.
That's making some good contact right now off Bud Norris, and that'll prompt Dave Wallace to come out for a quick mound visit. Back down in the zone. You see Caleb Joseph setting up in there. Actually not a terrible pitch. Pretty good piece of hitting. Clears the hips. Hands follow through, and that ball's roped off the wall. 1 hopper to score 2.
Milwaukee has had a pretty hot bat coming in. He's got a 5-game hit streak now, 6 hits in his last 17 at bats. He gets 2 in, and the Mets bats coming alive here. For Milwaukee, that'll be RBIs 5 and 6, and he ends up in scoring position. Still only the 1 out in the inning. Now the shift against a right-hander in the Orioles infield, Herrera, who popped out his first time up with 1 down and 3 runs in here in the 4th. It's 7 hits now for the Mets. Chop foul at the plate.
Nice job finishing that slider there. A couple of the sliders he's thrown in this inning have backed up on him. Made sure of it. Went on top and finished out in front. All heading down and away. Good job getting the first pitch strike.
Oh, 1 count. Herrera, just 21 years old. Youngest position player in the majors at the moment. As they really like the work he's done. He brings good solid contact to the plate. Minor league .297 career average coming into the season. Out of Columbia, this is just his 5th professional year. Pitch outside. He had 18 games with the ball club last year when he got called up from the minors, and now here he is back again.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Continue to get the call. A lot of trust, obviously, you have to have in some of your younger players, but he's done enough to prove that he deserves to be here. Just fill in on an everyday basis until the regulars get back.
And Bud Norris can't find it now as it's outside. So the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Herrera popped out to second base, his first time up, pacing Showalter. Hoping Norris can work his way out of this. Bud has averaged in the 4 previous starts only 4 innings per start. That one is blooped. Jones coming hard. He'll get there. No play at second base. Wicke goes diving back in head first at him, and that's why he likes to play a shallow center field. Get to those kind of balls. Be sure to text Masson's word of the day, Cinco, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Adam Jones. That's Cinco, 29292 for your chance to win with Masson.
Jones, a fine defensive play there. Both the middle infielders, Paredes and Cabrera, kind of chasing after that ball. Little blooper over the infield, but there's Adam Jones, Gold Glover, get that second out.
So a runner at second out with 2 down. Colon, strikeout victim, first time up, and he does come to the plate ready to swing. He'll miss on that one.
He'll get some runners out there on base, and he wants to help himself. Healthy cut there.
3 runs in the inning, 3 doubles and a single. Murphy an RBI. Lewicki with 2 RBIs. 0-1 delivery to him. That's right there for a strike. And the count will go to 0-2. And Bud Norris wants all strikes right here. Get that opposing pitcher out of there. 0-2 delivery on the way, and he will. So Norris gets his 3rd strikeout, but the Mets will come away with 3 runs on 4 hits, leaving 1. 3-0 New York. Of Maryland University College. In 1904, Cy Young tossed the first perfect game on this state, first one in American League history. It was a 3-0 win. It would come against another Hall of Famer, Rube Waddell. And in 1962, Bo Belinsky threw his first hitless game for the Angels, and it was the first in their history. It was played at Dodger Stadium, and it was the Orioles who were involved. A 2-0 final. Bo Belinsky getting it. He was only a rookie at the time, would go on to have a fairly short career, but one that was certainly magnified by his presence on and off the field. For those who remember Bo Belinsky, they're all going, who is that? He and Mamie Van Doren were a big item.
Oh,
big
wow.
item. He reminded me, he was the Joe Pepitone of the West Coast.
Yeah.
Or the Joe Namath. All right, 3-0 lead as we go to the 5th inning. As the Orioles have got to battle back here against Bartolo Colon. Colon, no walks and 5 strikeouts. Norris a walk and 3 strikeouts. 3-7-0 for the Mets. 0-4-0 for the Orioles. And the pitch will miss inside. Cabrera trying to get on base here. 2-0 count. Cologne hasn't walked anybody, as Mike mentioned earlier, since April 6th. Opening game. Showed bunt, taking all the way. It was in there for a strike.
Yeah, he hasn't even fallen behind any hitters in this ball game, so you kind of figure he's going to be grooving one there, but Cabrera trying to distract him. That bunt.
Murphy in at third base. Cabrera will put it up in the air. It'll come back towards the left fielder. And a diving catch made. That's why he's a Gold Glove player, Lagares. Their outstanding center fielder, but is he hurt? That will bring the trainer out of the Mets dugout. And you can hear the entire Mets organization holding their breath. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, pretty impressive play as both the left fielder and center fielder come close. Great concentration. Dyer's got to hop over and kind of catches him on the shoulder. Then he ends up landing on his right arm. Jacked up his ribs a little bit there.
Terry Collins, the manager, is also going out.
Beautiful play there. Very hard for an outfielder to turn his glove over and actually make it like a backhand diving play. Incredible concentration and body control there.
This is what the Mets have gone through this season. Third baseman David Wright, of course, out, as you mentioned. Travis Denard is going to be their starting catcher, out. Jerry Blevins, left-hander, out of the bullpen, out. They lost players before the season even started to a couple of injuries. This should have been a very tough time injury-wise for the Mets, and they certainly don't need to lose their center fielder. Dyer talking to him.
Take a look at a little bit of a collision there on the end. He lands that right arm getting underneath, jammed into his ribs.
Mets signed Lagares to a 5-year, $23 million contract in the offseason. And he's one of their players, franchise players, right now for this ball club.
Yeah, some real good. We were talking about some of the young players. Now, Lagares obviously the Gold Glove winner, but pitching tomorrow, Jacob deGrom, the Rookie of the Year for pitchers. So some good young talent.
Bud Norris up. Norris flied out to right field. He hit the ball hard off Cologne. He'll ground this one to the hole. Flores. And a pick at first base. Again, Duda coming up with a nice play to save an error. Flores has made a lot of them. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the March of Dimes. The O's have drawn 62 free passes, $3,100. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. 2 down, nobody on. Manny Machado in the leadoff spot coming up. He has struck out and grounded out in the ball game. Manny stands in with 2 down and nobody on. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Kind of just put that on tape when Cologne is pitching. And there's the first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. That one is going to miss. Cologne has not thrown more than 91 pitches in his last 3 starts. That's how efficient he's been in his games. Manny got one jammed him that time, popped up second base. Herrera. Youngsters got it. Now to retire the side in order. The second clean inning Cologne has had here at the ballparks. Ooh. A steak sandwich.
That's brought the lumber in the 4th inning. Here, Duda with a double straightaway center. And then it's Murphy picking up a single to right field. Flores doubling to left. And then Plawecki tacking on another double. 3 doubles in that 4th inning. The Mets have the 3-0 lead. Bud Norris, let's get this offense back in there, hoping that the Orioles bats will start to get to Bartolo Colon. Now Colon in complete command.
Coming into the ball game, the Mets over the last 7 were hitting only .230, and 26 runs scored over the last 7 ball games, and they'd committed 9 errors in their last 8. But today, no errors up there and a 3-0 lead. Top of the order, Curtis Granderson, Lagares, and Duda will be due up. Granderson on twice, a bunt single and a walk, and he will foul that one back. Bud Norris has walked 1, struck out 3, 2 of those being the opposing pitcher. Norris's starts this year, the Orioles have won 2 and lost 2, while Norris himself is 1 and 2. And the pitch will be up high. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bud left the field at the end of the last half inning talking to himself on the way off and in the dugout, and a little unhappy with himself here on a couple of pitches already.
Well, he made a couple mistakes that last inning up in the zone, but they also hit a couple nasty pitches. And Bud has looked really good in this ball game up until that last inning. The velocity's there, making quality pitches. Just got to him a little bit. Got to keep putting the zeros up and hope this Orioles offense helps him out.
2-2 delivery, and he got Granderson. Perfect pitch on that one. 4 strikeouts.
Slider. Caleb Joseph wanted down and in. Stays up a little bit. Just enough. Keep it out of Granderson's reach.
That'll bring Lagares up. He has grounded out twice, both times to second base. Lagares will take the pitch on the inside corner. He's got his 14-game hit streak here at home on the line, as we showed you earlier. Lagares is 5th in hits in the National League coming into today's game. Towards the hole. This will be a tough play. Cabrera, long throw. Oh, yeah. Outstanding play. Cabrera shows his arm off on that one and got him with a couple of steps left.
Yeah, this is why he's a major league shortstop here. Tester showing the range over in the hole. Manny Machado getting close. Cabrera's got to glove it, transfer it, take 1 step, and make a strong throw, and he does. Beautiful play there by Cabrera, getting him a half step. Nice stretch by Chris Davis.
So 2 down. Chance for a quick inning here for Norris due to the double leading off the 4th inning. And he would come around to score the first Met run. Norris's pitch is in there for a strike. Duda has seen his average drop, even though he's up to 309 right now. He lost 20 points on his average over the last 7 games. Another one of the Met hitters cooled off from a hot start. Inside corner pitch, that also there for a strike. Duda didn't think so. And it goes to 0-2. And Norris bearing down.
Good. Maybe a little frustration that last inning. Gets him locked back in, making some real good pitches here.
Fouls that one back, shift on against him. Always talk about first pitch strikes. Those are the numbers. Pretty good for both.
Yeah, really good for both. Bud Norris there at 71.4%. Colon right on his game plan at 84.2%. Get ahead and then go to work. And both pitchers are. Still a close ball game, very close ball game.
2 strike count, and you have a 1-2-3 inning. That one will be fouled away due to protecting. Fouls it off. Dave Wallace, pitching coach, not getting that bullpen up. They want Norris to fight his way through some of these. I mean, he obviously just down 3-0, only 5th inning. Long way to go in the ball game. Came back inside on him, fought that one off. Orioles here at Citi Field, their second trip, played here in 2012. Lost all 3 games that were played at Citi Field. The Orioles are 9-19 all time against the Mets. Showalter trying to get that turned around here. Mets will be coming in August to Baltimore and will be fouled back again. So the count stays at 2 strikes. Back here for game 2 tomorrow. Ubaldo Jimenez 2-1. Jacob deGrom, who is 2-3. National League Rookie of the Year on the mound. 0-2 delivery on the way, and another one foul back. 7 pitches so far thrown. There's Ubaldo Jimenez, who has been a surprise at the start of the season. Maybe not to himself, but certainly to fans and prognosticators who hadn't predicted much of a season for him. And right now he's pitching good baseball.
Yeah, he sure is. He's been fun to watch. He came into spring training, seemed like with something to prove. Very disappointed in what happened last season. Ended up being relegated to the bullpen at the end of the season. Just a lot of inconsistencies. Well, he's been as consistent as any starter for the Orioles this season. Great command of his fastball, getting ahead, going to work. Not afraid of contact right now, but making quality pitches with the 2-seam fastball. And this is the Ubaldo that the Orioles have been hoping for.
It's going to be the 9th pitch of this at bat. All of this coming on 2 strikes. The foul balls by Duda. 0-2 delivery again. That one put him in the air to center. Jones had a read, going back near the warning track, on it, reaching, and he made the catch. Adam Jones, a tremendous catch off the wall, 370 feet away. And the 2 Gold Glove center fielders in this game, Lagares and Jones, have both shown why they have taken those trophies home at the end of last year. What a play by Jones. Side retired in order. It remains a 3-0 Mets lead. How about Craig Counsell? First win, Brewers comeback. First day as manager. First game he managed at any level. Nelson Cruz, 14 home runs, 26 games. First Mariner ever to do it, 5th in MLB history. And the Yankees have won 11 of their last 13. And they are in first place in the National League East. Ball will go to left. Paredes will be retired on a pitch. Kadaya there to haul it in. Paredes now 1 for 3 in the ball game. The Yankees, by the way, are winning again tonight. They got a 5-0 lead over Toronto in Toronto.
And Toronto's been scuffling a little bit. Bartolo Colon not scuffling at all, just 65 pitches to this point.
That'll bring up Adam Jones. Adams had a single, and he has popped out. Orioles have left 4 on base, 2 in scoring position. Mets have left 3, 2 in scoring position. Colon getting out of a big jam in the 4th inning. Pitch is in there for a strike. After his 209th win of the season, Colon, the veteran, against the all-star Adam Jones with that great catch to end the inning, robbing Duda of a double. 0-1 pitch. Jones up after one right there with a big cut. 0-2.
A healthy cut from Adam Jones, and Colon putting a little extra on the fastball. 92 miles an hour at the top of the zone there. So getting the movement. 86, 88 down in the zone. Riding the heat to the top.
See what he throws to Jones here in the 0-2 count. Went outside and didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Adam Jones. Jones first in batting at .402 in the majors. He is 5th in RBIs in the American League, 3rd in hits in the league, tied for 2nd in total bases. And a swing and a miss. That's the one he wanted him to go after, and finally got him to swing.
A little slider there. There's the 2-seamer back over, just missing on the outside corner. Backs it up with the slider. Nice finish, down and away. Jones giving chase there.
So 2 down. 8 strikeouts is high against Washington this season. He's got 6 in this ball game. Davis struck out first inning, picked up a base hit in the 4th, hit the ball hard. Schiff put on against the Orioles first baseman. Colon puts it in there for a swinging strike.
Chris Davis been swinging the bat really well lately. Incredible power numbers again.
0-1 pitch to him is going to miss away. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Chris. Ballpark where if you try and hit a home run, you're in real trouble. If you get lucky and you hit one on the button, you may put one out of here. And that one's a strike on the outside corner. Down goes to 1-2. It's almost as though Colon walks up to the plate and places the ball in the catcher's glove. It's amazing the control that he has. That's the name of his game. He's not going to overpower you. 1-2 delivery on the way. Came back in a little bit towards the seats and out of play.
He's always had a very efficient windup. Take a look at his pitch arsenal versus lefties this season. 91% fastballs. Now, you see why. He has that ability to move it all around. He can sink it. He can cut it. He can ride it high on a 4-seamer to the top of the zone. So very limited breaking balls and changeups to the lefties.
2 down, the base is empty. Colon with a 1-2 delivery to Davis, and Colon took a mini step to the dugout, but stays there, and the count goes to 2-2.
Real close. He's had a couple of these 2-seam comebackers called on the inside corner, but this one just hangs in there just a little too much.
And the 2-2 delivery on the way, and he got him on that one. So that's the 7th strikeout. He retires the side in order. That's going to be 8 in a row set down.
Dude, a beautiful play on the wall. Great concentration. Fearless. 400 feet away. Adam Jones, Gold Glove center fielder, doing it again. Bud Norris loving that play.
Should mention that Adam, who's so actively involved in the community in Baltimore, came to New York early to sit in on President Obama's session held in New York called My Brother's Keeper, trying to deal with the underlying issues of the racial strife that continues in this country. I talked with Adam before the game today. He said, I sat in, I listened, I asked some questions, I learned. The meeting was chaired by the president. He said, I'm going to give it some time to sink in, talk to some more people, and then when I get back to Baltimore, see what I can do and whether or not there's something I might be able to do in Baltimore under this program called My Brother's Keeper. So, again, Adam stays active in what's going on in life. Here's Michael Kadire. Kadire with a big count on Norris. Kadire single, and he has grounded out 1 for 2 in the ballgame. 3-7-0 for the Mets, 0-4-0 for the Orioles. 2 pitchers going at it here, and a good one. That's going to be their first strike as well. Kadire watching 1 at the knees. And he gets ahead of him 0-2.
Well, Bud's really got to be happy with the way he's throwing the baseball, holding good velocity throughout this game. He's making good pitches, keeping the ball down in the zone. A couple of mistakes in that 4th inning, but he needs to come up with a big pitch. Making it here. So appears that Bud Norris is back on the right track. Back-to-back good starts. Bud.
Outing against Boston, 3 runs, 7 hits, 6 2/3 innings against the Red Sox. Fouled off the other way, and that will be into the seats and out of play. That one, of course, was the 18-7 Orioles win. He's had some high-scoring games back-to-back. The game before that was the 13-6 Toronto win over the Orioles, in which he allowed a career-high 9 earned runs. And then he gets 18 runs in support from his Oriole teammates in his next start. Down to third, Manny Machado right there. Over to Davis for the out. Kadire is retired. Orioles are going to host the White Sox, a special single admission doubleheader. It's going to be on Thursday, May 28, 4:05. Tickets for the originally scheduled Monday, April 27 game will be valid. Additional tickets are available but won't last, so enjoy 2 for the price of 1. An affordable night out at Camden Yards. For tickets, Orioles.com, 888-848-BIRD. The doubleheader, the makeup, April 27. Pitch is taken down low for a ball. The White Sox will be coming in for just the 2 games on what would have been a day off. Daniel Murphy, couple of singles and an RBI in the ball game. 1-0 delivered to him, and that's in the air to center. Jones, can he do it again? Back there, he's got plenty of time to put it away. 2 down.
Good read, good jump again by Adam Jones. He hit that ball pretty well. Now Adam Jones plays shallow. Typically a very good jump on the ball over his head. It made it look very easy. Kirby likes a good defense.
Wayne Kirby is, of course, the outfield coach. The 2 of them chat throughout the entire game. Here's one with Flores. Flores will go after the first pitch, pops it up towards the seats, and that'll be out of play. Flores coming into the ball game and an 0 for 7. Lined out his first time up, then got that double in the 4th inning, came around to score. RBIs in the inning by Murphy on a single. Plawecki got 2 RBIs on a double. 3 runs, 4 hits in the 4th inning. That's the one that's up on the board. In the end, everything the catcher says is only a suggestion.
No, exactly. But it's good to see Caleb out there communicating with the pitcher. Make sure you're on the same page. I'm seeing this more often from Caleb.
Flores, the 0-1 delivery on the way, hard to short. Cabrera. And a 1-2-3 inning. Good job. That's 8 in a row now that have been set down by Norris. Pitchers in charge. Mets have the lead, 3-0. his line in that start, and there are some of the players on the field.
Yeah, really good players in that list, right?
Especially down that Bordick. Unbelievable. Look at 2 for 3 RBI double for Mike Bordick. Hey.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. Other than he must have forgotten about me at the bottom of the lineup. You see, he had 6 walks in that game.
That's how much things have changed.
Wow. Of course, he was throwing a little bit harder back then, too.
Pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Ripken, Ellemeyer, Rafael Palmeiro, Surhoff, you. Orioles beat the Indians 6-3. Camden Yards, by the way, in that game. That's going to be fouled off and out of play. So the Orioles trying to get their offense going against Cologne. There's the line tonight. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, great line. 6 strong innings, just the 4 hits. 7 punch outs. Once again, no walks.
All the hits have been singles. Young is lined out and grounded out. 4 for 10 lifetime off Cologne. Delman. That could fall. It does. Base hit. So the Orioles will get the leadoff man on for the second time. This one coming in the 7th inning. Delman Young, the base hit. This past February, the Orioles served as the mission engagement chair of the American Heart Association Heart Ball. Together, the Orioles Chair Event Sun Trust helped to raise more than $679,000 for cardiovascular disease research, education programs, and advocacy. The Orioles thank sponsors Care First, the Economic Alliance of Greater Baltimore, and the Horseshoe Casino. Go to Orioles.com/AHA to see how you can help. Joseph, first ball hitting, fouls it off by his own dugout. Oriole catcher has struck out twice, once called, once swinging. Getting his first look at the Mets at this ballpark and Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, Bartolo Colon worked him inside that last at bat for the strikeout. Starts him off inside here.
Went away, couldn't get him to bite on it. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Orioles now 5 hits, again all single base hits, and that's right at the plate. We've seen a number of those fouled off right straight down.
Yeah, just a good late movement. You see the pitch pretty well. It's not an overpowering pitch by any means, but it just has such great life at the end. Diving down, Caleb's beating his ankles up.
Caleb coming off his longest hit streak, 7 games. He went the 13th to the 21st. He was 11 for 23 during that hit streak. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Young on at first base. Colone's delivery to him, and it's swung on and missed. 3K night for Caleb, 1 down.
I don't know that Colon wanted this pitch to end up here. He wanted it on the outside corner, but still so much movement. And it's diving as well. Caleb swinging right over the top.
So he's equaled his high in strikeouts for the year. He had 8 against Washington back in the opening day game. His career high is 14. That was set back in '98 at Toronto. 1 down. That pitch is in there for a strike. Snyder a base hit, and he grounded out. If you were hitting against somebody like Colon who throws so many first pitch strikes, would you go up there looking to hit a first pitch?
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's so aggressive in the zone early. Got to get to hacking, right? But it's tough because he has such great movement. You know, you see the ball. If you're a righty, starts it off in the left-handed hitter's box, and you just tend to give up on it. You know, you're centered in the middle of the plate, but you almost have to take like a 2-strike approach when that ball comes moving back over.
0-2 count, 1 down. Young still at first. Colone's delivered to Snyder. That one will be fouled away. Orioles continue to juggle the lineup. Snyder in left, Young in right in this one. Just depending on where Buck Showalter sees the advantage. Opposing pitcher, opposing team, ballpark they happen to be playing in. All part of the decision he makes. Snyder's 4 for 11 off Colon. 0-2 delivery on the way. He had to reach on that one at 83 and just got enough to foul it off. Kevin Gausman in the bullpen. We're in the 7th inning. The Orioles just haven't found a way to get to Cologne, and one inning of offense for the Mets, at least to this moment, has been enough.
Well, both teams, the 4th inning, the Orioles had an opportunity getting the first 2 men on.
Ooh, he knew it. Thought about it again with a wrinkle on it. Gets him.
Yeah, just throwing it right at Travis Snyder's front hip. Just works itself back over the inside corner. Take a look at the pitch track. Just pepper in the bottom of the zone. This one hangs on that inner third.
So 2 away after the leadoff single by Young. Cologne had retired 9 in a row prior to the base hit by Delman leading off the inning. Now he's set down the next 2. And Cabrera, who has popped out and was denied a hit on a great play by Lagares, the center fielder. 215, 4 RBIs for Everett Cabrera. Sandy Alderson, again, the GM of the Mets, was saying, he said, how's Cabrera playing, when we were talking before the game? And that said really well. He's really done a great job filling in where the Orioles have needed him. Because they drafted him out in San Diego when Sandy Alderson was in San Diego. Said we drafted him, nobody else had picked him up. We said he stole 80 bases. We figured, what the heck, can't lose on that. And they record the out. So Cologne again, there was a leadoff single, but Young ends up staying at first base. 7th inning stretch time. Mets 3, Orioles 0. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com and a promo code TRIPLEPLAY for free entry. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. 7th inning stretch time. Bud Norris back out on the mound. Mets have the 3-0 lead. 3 runs, 4 hits in the 4th inning. And Norris settled down after that. He's retired 8 in a row coming into this inning.
Yeah, really sharp.
Well, we are only in the 2nd month of the season, but already grumblings going on in places where they're not winning, and the Blue Jays in Toronto part of that. This from Sportsnet. Jeff Blair Some of us have seen a team playing before like it wants to get Gibbons fired or expects to see him fired. Not this team, not yet. That wouldn't only be unfair, it wouldn't solve the issue facing the team. That's the opinion of Blair, but the rumblings go on in Toronto about a managerial change. Craig Counsell's already taken over for Renicky in Milwaukee, the first change of the year, and there are a couple others being talked about.
Well, a lot of things happening right now in Toronto. They're going to start shifting guys out, calling guys back up. Now, the good news is they have a lot of depth in their AAA system, so the guys they're calling back up have been in the big leagues before. They just called up Delabar. I believe they're going to call up a couple other guys that have helped out. So, you know, they put a lot of faith in some of the young players that had great spring training. They said the heck with it. We got to try winning. Hopefully these young guys will see how far they can go. Well, they've already started shipping a couple of them out and calling the reserves up from AAA. And if that doesn't work and the Blue Jays continue to slide, then I think you may start hearing more talk about John Gibbons.
I mean, even in Washington, there have been some things written, and they're only 3.5 games out of first place. But just the expectations were so high. Lewicki up. He's had the big blow with a 2 RBI double that came in the 4th inning. Bottom third of the order. Down the line. Outstanding stop. Davis will go to the bag and record the out. Nice play by the Orioles. Chris Davis.
One of the tougher, one of the tougher plays, especially on the right side. Corner guy Chris Davis, right-handed hitter up, and he just hits a bullet. Stays low on the ground. Great reaction. Focus from Davis. Nice play for first out.
Orioles and Mets showing some good defensive plays. Ryan Mattis chasing Garcia in the bullpen for the Orioles. We may get matchups after this inning. Herrera puts that one in the air to right center field. Jones going back, way back, reaching and makes the catch. Adam Jones putting on a show here in Queens. One he made the other way in left center, and this one 380 feet away in right center.
He has been all over this outfield tonight. Getting body imprints on both walls, left field wall, right field wall. Just puts the head down. Quite a line. He picks up Delman Young and says, I'm going to get this one myself. Beautiful play. Calling it out. Another beautiful over-the-shoulder running catch from Adam Jones.
So 2 quick ups and a chance to get Bartolo Colon here and end this inning right now. Norris working quickly through the lineup. That'll miss away. Colon has struck out twice in the ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Don't want to turn that order over, obviously. Delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. And the count will go to 1-2.
Self-talk right there. Bud Norris wanting to finish him up.
Ground ball will go to short. Cabrera's got it. Colon's retired, and that's 11 in a row. Set down by Bud Norris after that 3-run 4th inning.
Citi Field. Murphy driving in. Lucas Duda started the inning off with a double. Get the Mets on the board. Well, they're not done yet. Milwaukee doubles home. 2 more. Bullet down the left field line. Snyder gets it back in, but a little too late as the Mets take that 3-0 lead. Colon has been shutting down the Birds. Davis going down on the slider down and in. Caleb Joseph, the second strikeout of the ball game. Worth 9 punch-outs for Bartolo Colon in this game. Remember, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
And Bud Norris will be coming out of the ball game. His turn at the plate will be taken by Alejandro De Aza here in the 8th inning. So that is it for Norris, and now it's up to the Orioles offense. Try and find a way to get to Colon. De Aza will take the pitch up high for a ball. Alejandro at 219, couple of home runs, 4 RBIs. Does not have an at-bat as a pinch hitter this season. In at third is Murphy. Pitch is a strike on the inside corner. There is Bud Norris. 3 runs, 7 hits, over 7 with a walk and 4 strikeouts, retiring the last 11 batters faced. Just 1 inning that they got to him. 1-1 delivery on the way. That 2 will be their first strike, and De Aza will be behind here, 1-2.
Pretty impressive start by Bud Norris. Take that every time. If you get this deep in a ball game, just give up 3 runs.
93rd pitch coming up here, and that ball will be inside out to left field. Center fielder over. Look out. Catch is made by Kadire. Lagares, though, was pretty darn close. They've already had 1 collision.
Veteran says, hey, give me a chance here. Calling off. The Gold Glover calling Michael Kadire. Pretty good here, too. I mean, I've done this for quite a while. Let me take one.
Won't be doing it much longer if he takes Lagares out of the game.
That's true.
Colon gets the out. Start the 8th inning. Manny Machado an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Machado will take it outside for a ball. Manny facing the Mets and Colon for the first time. 1-0 delivery on the way. Ball put up in the air, hit hard left field. It is way back, 370. And goodbye home run. And the Orioles get on the board as Manny Machado delivers the long ball with 1 down and makes it a 3-1 ball game. Michelle Amos from Brunswick, our Maryland lottery contestant, $500 on the homer by Manny.
Great swing for Manny. He's been swinging it. Power numbers going up this year. 5th home run of the season for Machado. Finally able to get the bat head to a sinker down and in.
Well over that 370-foot mark. Colon gives up his 5th home run, with 4 of those having been hit by right-handers. So Machado cuts the lead to 2 on the Orioles' 6th hit. First extra base hit. That one heading in the same direction. Paredes didn't get enough of it. It'll be hauled in by Kadire midway back on the warning track. 2 down.
Couple good swings here, but take a look at Manny's. The sinker staying up. It was on the inner third, but elevated. Manny clearing the hips, and he knows it on contact. Catching it flush over the 370 sign.
So Manny in his first ball game here gets it done. Terry Collins is coming out. Hard hit balls here in the inning. Bartolo Colon will get an ovation from the Met fans as he leaves after a very successful start, looking for his 5th win of the year.
outing. 7 2/3 strong innings, just gave up 6 hits to the O's, 1 earned run. That was a Manny Machado solo shot here in the 8th inning. 9 punch outs. Now it's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Well, Carlos Torres now in for the Mets. To look at his pitch arsenal, 89% fastballs, 11% breaking balls. He has a curveball. That fastball, though, is a cutter. As a cut fastball, he throws 88 to 91. Also a four-seamer, but loves the cutter. 3.60 earned run average, 9 punch-outs, just 2 walks. Opponents hitting 194 overall against Torres.
He's a veteran, 32 years old. In a big season last year, career highs with 8 wins. 97 innings pitched. Bunt by Adam Jones, trying to get that potential tying run to the plate. Going to be fouled back. Lives in Kansas City. Grew up in Santa Cruz, California. And last year he led all major league relievers in innings pitched. 0-1 count. Adam Jones, a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game for Adam. Hitting an even 400 right now. 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. Torres fastball at 90. Did he go? Nope. Ryan Honora down at first base. So the Orioles, they've been in striking distance throughout the game. You can bet they're happy to see Colon out of there. Now with an opportunity to battle back here. 8th inning, a run in. There are 2 down though. And the hop will go to short. Flores. Ooh, he got him. Held the bag. Duda. That'll retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Manny Machado's 5th home run of the season, giving the Orioles the 1 on the board. Now trail by 2. The short 2-game set will have Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound in game 2. Jacob deGrom will be in the series final. Rookie of the Year, National League against the Orioles. Our coverage on Massam begins at 6:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Massam.
Bud Norris out of the game. Pretty good line for Bud. Back-to-back. Good start. 7 strong innings. Just the 3 earned runs. Took 92 pitches. And 4 punch outs, just the 1 walk for Bud Norris. Looks like he's back on track. Brian Mattis now coming in out of the bullpen. Here's a look at his pitch arsenal. The fastball 40% of the time. Breaking ball has a big curve and of course a real good change. 3.38 earned run average. 4 punch outs, 7 walks for Brian.
It's the top of the order. Curtis Granderson. A hit, a walk, and a strikeout. And Granderson will take it inside for a ball. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And the Orioles will have another shot at it. Mattis' job right here, hold them where they are. Give the Orioles a chance with just a 2-run differential. Granderson will pop that one up outside of third. Machado, Joseph, Machado, and just out of reach. Long run to get over there into the camera well. Granderson 1-1.
Nice job by Manning to get in there, cover all that ground, try to keep it away from Caleb if he can.
Granderson's had only 13 at bats against lefties this year, 1 for 13. Orioles move the infield around, shift on against him. Lagares and then Duda up for the Mets. 1-1 delivery by Mattis, and that's there for a strike. Now it goes to 1-2.
Nice breaking ball right there from Brian Mattis.
One-two delivery to Granderson, and that will be taken down low for a ball. Brian Mattis getting his work out of the bullpen against both righties and lefties so far this season, trying to establish the fact that he can get those right-handers out, which was the problem last year for him. 2-2 delivery, and Granderson takes it, and he got one right there. Strikeout for Brian Mattis, one away in the 8th inning.
Granderson probably thinking about another off-speed pitch. Missed with the pitch before, but dots a fastball down and away. Lock Granderson up.
Left-handers have hit 167 off Brian this season. Right-handers are at 286. He's given up one home run, and that was to a right-hander. Lagares up, 0 for 3 at the plate. Maybe his last chance to extend his 14-game hit streak here at home, which he currently owns, which is a franchise record, as we mentioned. 0-1 count, 1 down. Lagares sitting at .314, no home runs, 11 RBIs. Mattis with the 0-1 delivery to him. That one put up in the air into that Bermuda Triangle. It's going to hang. Snyder will come on. Plenty of time to get under it. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. 2 away here in the 8th inning. Again, the shift due to the left-hander up. He has struck out, doubled, and scored, and was robbed on a great catch made by Adam Jones his last time up. Delivery to it, and Duda will take that. One of the big changes for Duda so far, at least this year, is his ability to hit left-handers. He's hitting .407 off lefties, 11 for 27. He has not been known as a left-handed batter to hit well against lefties in his career.
More reps, more experience you get, you try to figure out ways, and most generally lefties have problems with lefties because their front shoulder leaks or their front hip. You can't stay on the pitch away, and lefties will continue to throw the sliders or curveballs on that outside edge, and they pull off.
Duda hit 180
exposed.
off lefties last year,
Yeah.
and he had a lot of at-bats against him. 0-2 delivery with 2 down. Brian Mattis a bouncer. One ball, 2 strike count. Showalter looking to get that 1-2-3 inning right here, get the offense back up at the plate. Brian has worked only 8 innings coming into this game. That'll be fouled off. And a long layoff. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Tough for hitters and for pitchers when you're not working on a regular basis, which right now Brian is not. Familia in the bullpen.
A lot of the bullpen hasn't had as much activity as they had through the first few weeks of the season because the starters have gotten a little bit deeper.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be fouled back. Two down, nobody on here in the 8th. 3-1 ball game with the Mets on top. Right now, due to battling Mattis here, fouling off some pitches. 1-2 again. high pop-up. Manny Machado is playing over to second. He'll get back over towards third, and he'll put it away. Good job by Mattis. He retires the side in order. The Orioles need to get a couple to keep this ball game ongoing. A 3-1 Mets lead. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Maybe getting real close to that, the way the pitching of the Mets is going. He's taking over the closers role.
Yeah, he has. Mejia went down under the suspension for PEDs, and Familia comes in 10 for 10 in save opportunities. Fastball 74%. That breaking ball slider 26%. Does have a change. It's a split finger he'll use to lefties on occasion, but a great sinker slider combination. 1.35 earned run average, and there you see 10 for 10 in his save opportunities. Opponents hitting just 95.
He had 6 major league saves coming into the season. 25 years old out of Santo Domingo. The Orioles will get a look at him here as we go to the 9th inning. Davis will lead it off against the right-hander. Amelia's pitch, and that one is drilled way back. They just turn and look, and goodbye home run. It is a 1-run ball game. First pitch seen from Familia by Davis, and he drills it, and the Orioles have cut it to a 3-2 Mets lead.
The Crusher is back. Opposite field, bullet home run. Impressive swing there from Chris Davis.
Boy, did he hit that one, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Michelle Amos, our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, another $500 on the home run. Delman Young. Now it gets interesting.
And this is going to be our Lexus of Towson drive of the game. Chris Davis backs a fastball up and hammers it to left center field.
The Orioles get one more. Young's got the ability to do it. Amelia's delivery. Our drive of the game brought to you by Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer. 5 years running. CY at lexusoftowson.com. There's Chris Davis, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs on the year, and that may have shaken up Torres, their closer, as the catcher Plawecki goes out to have a word with him, just try and settle him down. Fans squirming in their seats at this point. Young with a base hit, 1 for 3. Chopper foul outside of first, but he does get a strike on Delman Young. 2-1.
See the arm he possesses. 97 right there. Pretty good movement. It's a little sink and run on that fastball at times.
Orioles, both their runs coming on homers tonight. Manny Machado, Chris Davis. Each team 7 hits. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And the count goes to 2-2 on Delman.
So some of the power fastball, and there is the power slider, 87 miles an hour. Throws it hard, and with the last 10 feet, it just disappears.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Young. Joseph to follow. And Delman goes down swinging.
There aren't too many guys that can throw a slider 90 miles an hour, but there's one there. Well located. The first out, Delman Young. Great hitter. A tough pitch to get to.
Bullpen of the Mets has been outstanding. 6th in the majors with a 2.77 bullpen ERA coming into the ballgame. They had not given up a run in May in 8 innings until that home run. Fouled off. Caleb Joseph. 3 Ks against Bartolo Colon, the Mets starter. He'll try and get on here with Snyder waiting on deck. Kevin Gausman up in the bullpen. Goes to the bottom half of the 9th inning. 2 starters on the line right now, Colon and Norris. Joseph for the cut through on that one, 0-2.
Good movement there, 98 miles an hour. Well located down and in.
Tied for the major league lead in saves with the 10 for 10 that he's got. 0-2 count, wanted the signs again. Pitch to Joseph and a swing and a foul ball.
Strikeout again, a hard slider. Down and away, and Caleb Joseph able to get a little piece of it, keep the at-bat alive.
Colon a run on 6 hits, 7 2/3. Torres 3rd of an inning, got a strikeout. Now Familion trying to wrap it up. Gave up the home run. That ball down the line, very deep. Kadaya, long run, and he gets it. Kadaya was playing on the warning track in left field and had a long way to go for the second out.
Pretty nice play there. He was way back on the warning track, like you said. Caleb gets the pitch off the end of the bat, the slider. Dyer closing in. A nice running play.
So the Orioles down to their final out to work with here in the 9th inning, trailing at 3-2. And here is Travis Snyder. Snyder a base hit, 1 for 3. 2 down 9th. Pass ball away. Orioles trying to avoid an extended losing streak against this Mets ball club. The Orioles have lost the last 6 games they've played against the Mets coming into this one. 1-0 pitch and a ground ball back to the mound. It's going to be 7. The flip and it's over. So here in the 9th inning, the Orioles get a run on a hit. The home run by Chris Davis. They leave nobody on, and the Mets come away with a 3-2 victory. 3-7-0 for the Mets, 2-7-0 for the Orioles, ending the Orioles win streak at 2.